Prospector, which seems really interesting, especially in conjunction with Mog War Marshal, basically turning Mog War Marshal into a desperate ritual of sorts if he wants that sort of thing. And he has 2 Siege Gang Commanders, a Tin Street Hooligan, and a Goblin Chieftain. So he's just all about attacking and putting as many guys on the table as possible. He also has 4 snow-covered mountains, so when we see a weird land that isn't Wasteland, Richmond, Port, Tega, or Mountain, that's what it is.
Snow-covered mountain is one of my favorite arts on the mountain, so I'm like,
yeah.
I wish that was standard legal, because not that I play many mountains in standard, but when I do,
you don't often play
Rads,
mountains,
but when
I do,
they're snow-covered.
Hey, Dos Equis, if you're looking for a Magic coverage team to sponsor.
Yeah.
But no, I really, so I would recognize the snow-covered mountains. I like all the snow-covered lands, actually. It's kind of a shame that that
you can't just use them.
You can't just use them, right? I mean, they don't have any relevance. They're just basic lands, but
yeah.
You know, they don't have any relevance to standard, so what is really going to, why is that a problem?
We have Noble Hierarch. AJ, what's your hand? Come on, show me. Misty, Progenitus, just drew Brainstorm, have Ponder. Looks like the one of Kasali Pride Mage in his hand. Is main facing the Brainstorm.
Land.
Blue foil, so it's probably another cantrip. Oh no, it's the island.
It's
so
I thought
triple land.
3 lands.
Doesn't shuffle his hand. Just casually doesn't shuffle his hand at all. All 3 cards are still on the right. Puts 2 lands back. Fetches them away and is probably going to ponder after this. Whether he gets the basic forest or another tropical island is interesting.
And his opponents are 2-headed giant.
Yeah.
That guy is awful close. It just looks like he's they're like sitting at the table with him.
There's Pride Mage.
Yeah. So
Not a bad sequence of turns. Looks
and
like
Max didn't have the Lackey or the Ether Vial on 1 despite keeping it 7, so he has to have a pretty strong hand.
yeah, I think so.
Really, Lackey, Ether Vial, or the Skirk Prospector. So what could inspire him to keep that hand?
Let me see the.
I mean, does he have, Sharpshooter? Sharpshooter would make me keep that hand in a heartbeat.
Maybe he does.
I mean, the problem, really, is that next turn, AJ is sort of on schedule to cast something ridiculous, and Max doesn't have any removal spell.
Well, really, that's just not doing anything right now.
So, Mog War Marshal? Yeah.
When I was talking about snow-covered mountains, though, by the way, I was not talking about the originals. I was talking about the Cold Snap ones. Those are the ones I really like.
Yeah.
You're talking about what?
The Cold Snap ones.
Oh, really?
That's what I like a lot, yeah.
Oh.
And AJ's running the end-step Brainstorm. Throwing his cards on the floor.
Players, it's been a long and great weekend. The last 5 events are coming to a close.
Brainstorms into Tomb, Brainstorm, Trop, just breaking off on a bunch of his cantrips.
In about 30 minutes.
Looks to be putting Progenitus, Ancient Tomb back. Nope. Land. Is that an Emrakul in his hand?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so. I know there's a
The second from the left. No, it's all the way on the left.
Yes, it is. It's
So
a
yes,
free release
Emrakul
Emrakul.
Progenitus, Land, Ponder, Brainstorm. Get your third trop.
Shuffle those other lands away.
Shuffle real well. Looking into Dryad Arbor. Also looking into probably third trop. Gets Dryad Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose playing around Incinerator, Untap, Prospector, Incinerator. Cut off Natural Order. Sorry, Skirk Prospector, Incinerator. There's the show and tell.
There we go.
And two show and tells and a natural order. They were.
That's exactly what he was looking for.
And Max.
Right in front of the camera.
Who?
That I walked right because I had to step in front of the camera.
I didn't see you.
Good, that's good. That's what I wanted. I was hoping the camera wasn't one of the player cams. Because I said that goblin was open.
Oh, right on. Nice work.
It just drives me nuts.
I hate when people use dice for tokens.
Yeah.
I want to see. Just give a physical card. Like
It doesn't even matter if it's a backwards card.
3 of spades goes into the red zone.
That's right. I mean, it's better to me than die.
Square cube turns sideways?
Right.
How does that happen? It doesn't.
Yeah. There is something about the tactile sensation of turning a card sideways
Yeah.
though, that is very sort of innate to the Magic player's pleasure center. Yeah, turn them sideways. Get them.
The other thing that I don't like is if he sacrifices that Marshal, he's going to probably put a die on top of that token.
And make it say it's 2. You know, I have 2.
And then attack with one of them. So then what do you do? And then
Exactly. I hate it.
It's going to move.
might as well just go over and shoot him in the head so he doesn't do that. Just get it over with. There's no way that we're ever going to be happy with this.
No, I just before Wizards started including tokens and packs, I used to carry a box of bicycle cards.
Yeah.
Just a deck of cards, and it was perfect because I'd be like, I need tokens, and I'd use whatever, and even if it was a different token, well, I can flip them over or use a different card or something. So it was very, it's easy, and then you just know, okay, well, this is the elephant, the 3 is the elephant, the 2 is the wolf or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is. So it was very useful. And I still actually, I have a lot of tokens now, but I still have that same deck of cards sitting in a box of Magic card stuff in my deck. Anyway, I just think having the card that you can physically turn sideways just seems like not only it just is much clearer.
Oh, yeah.
There, look at that. Now we've got 2 goblins on
There
board.
we go.
Nice.
Oh, we've got the backwards worm coil engine.
All right, I officially love that.
Very nice. I'm glad I brought those over there.
Yeah, AJ is in no danger of losing at all.
I think AJ's gonna make our tokens look pretty weak.
That's all right.
I mean, they're
Our
about to get
tokens are on the
annihilated.
board. It's fine with me. And they're not actually worm tokens, you know, but they can be goblins. There you go. In with
Death.
Big Head Joe.
In with death. There we go.
Death come a call into AJ.
Yeah, we're about to. Over under on the slow roll time for show and tell. AJ's being a good boy.
Yeah.
I don't
Taking
like
his
this.
time.
I want to give him at least 30 seconds. How do I tap? Huh? Ah, yes. Slow roll him. Do I tap the Dryad Arbor? Do I want to... Ah, yeah, attack. That's what I want to do. Yeah, take 1 and post-combat 15-15. Oh, you thought I was going to pass? Oh, that's so nice. Do I have it? Am I going to put a land into play? Are we slamming it? What's the play here? Move it around.
Yeah. It's a morph.
Pull it from behind his opponent's ear, and it's an Emrakul. How'd that get there? Would you like to see another trick? Attack for 15, and where'd your board go? Oh, it's in your graveyard. Max is like, huh, I wonder how many cards I can draw off of Ringleader that I'll never get to cast. A lot of them, I bet. I wonder what the top 4 cards in my library are. Let's find out.
Well,
Max has... Goblin Sharpshooter.
you know,
There goes your... Yeah, and of course, the keep predicated on the Goblin Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Max has a pretty good deck here, but I think that AJ's play was the Tietze.
And that's the
I've been
word
waiting
from
to
Big Head
use
Joe.
that the whole game. I've been saving that one up.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Thank you.
So that was game 1. It goes to Emrakul.
Attention 200 giant players.
Emrakul piloted by AJ, so I guess you can credit AJ if you want. You can credit Emrakul if
You can credit whoever you want, but it turns out that a 15-15 is a lot better than a 1-1.
That's true. That is true. In most cases.
Now this was free information for AJ. Oh my god, my opponent has a sharpshooter.
Yeah, that was definitely... that could really affect things.
I mean, some people play it, some people don't. I assume Max has gotten this far. AJ probably knows that Max is a good Goblins player, but
What do you think, like, looking at these lists now? You obviously know your list, right? The one
Yeah.
you guys, you worked on. So you feel like AJ's got the advantage either way?
yeah, I think that it'll be a really... I think that AJ might get blown out by Sting Scourger in Game 2.
Okay.
Because that is not a very common card. And especially the whole show and tell blowout, of which there are many of course. You know, turn 2 show and tell against a Lurin can result in anything from a Bone Shredder eating up your Emrakul to them telling you all about a Lurin and how Imperial Recruiter is gonna get you. I mean, you know, Sower. There's a bunch of ways to blow someone out. I've cast Show and Tell and been dismayed to flip over Emrakul and my opponent flips over Lawan. That was bad.
What was the one that I forgot?
Bounces all blue creatures that your
That's
opponent
right,
controls to their hand and they can't play blue creature spells.
So how does that affect Emrakul?
Sorry, Pretenders.
I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
let me see. Okay, now we're even.
I also Show and Tell Emrakul and they did that. It was a lot more fun.
Right. Now, so I think that AJ should board out 3 Emrakuls and board in 3 Lawans.
Yes. No. He's going to
Painter Servant. There you go.
Painter Servant, right.
Painter Servant
Painter
Lawan.
Servant really solves all of these problems.
Painter Servant is single-handedly the best card in Legacy. I mean,
Yeah.
you can use it
So,
Persecute.
yeah.
You can use it with Lawan.
So AJ's probably cutting 2 Spell Pierce. Well, he is cutting 2 Spell Pierce, a Kasali Bright Mage,
Number 6.
for 3
$10
Tarmogoyf.
draft, number 6. Come up to the side of the stage.
Very likely cutting the Fauna Shaman, the Birds of Paradise. And the Birds of Paradise for 2 Pithing Needle. He might also board out Progenitus for an Eternal Witness.
Now, I mean, we saw them resolve a show and tell just now, but just to clarify how that works, the card says each player puts an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land
From her hand onto the battlefield.
Yeah, from their hand on the battlefield. So the thing is, they need to do that without seeing what that's what
Right.
face down was all about.
Right.
It's kind of ironic. It's not doesn't say it on
it's
the card.
simultaneous.
Right.
Arilax actually told me a really funny story about that one time. So his buddy's playing, a show and tell deck, like sneak attack show and tell, against some guy playing in latent tutor counterbalance. No, sorry. His friend is playing in latent tutor counterbalance. Other guy's playing sneak attack show and tell. Guy cast show and tell.
You need him? If you need him, take him. No, you're good.
Guy cast show and tell. Ari's friend enlighten tutors for Oblivion Ring and responds, taps top and draws it and says, okay, show and tell resolves. Guy calls over a judge and says, how do we work this out? And he says, well, put your card face down and then you flip them at the same time. And he said, well, no, I don't want to do it that way. And everyone is appropriately confused and says, well, why not? He said, can we just write down our choice on a piece of paper? And so they go back and forth for a couple minutes, and finally they decide that yes, you can write down your decision on a piece of paper. And so Ari's friend immediately writes his decision down and covers it with his hand. And the guy agonizes for about 5 minutes, and then finally writes it down and covers it up. And Ari's friend says, well, go on, but what is it? And he said, no, you first. And Ari's friend is fed up with it and says, no, come on, active player, non-active player. And so, Guy finally reveals nothing, and Ari's friend reveals nothing. Clearly trying to just completely out-level the kid by expecting him to put Oblivion Ring in, not putting in Emrakul. Instead, show and tell does exactly nothing, and he passes the turn.
That's why he didn't want to reveal it.
Right, yeah, because he wasn't going to put a card down, and he wanted him to slap down Oblivion Ring. And he could go nothing,
right.
And then show and tell the Emrakul next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
So anyway, they've sideboarded. They're shuffling up for
Game 2.
Game 2.
It's just such a strange card where you feel like, all right. Again, you're trying to think, what are they going to play? And that Oblivion Ring, how is this great? It makes such a
changes their plans so much.
Your mind, what do I do? Do I play something that's just going to get O-rings?
Yeah. So we have Hierarch Progenitus, Dryad Arbor Tarmogoyf, Trop, Fetch for AJ. So 4 lands, Hierarch Tarmogoyf Progenitus on AJ's side of the table.
And Max is going to 6, yeah?
And Max looks like he's going to 6. And AJ looks like he's keeping, judging from the fact that he has not started shuffling himself.
Yeah, it seems like a good, indication.
He is happy with his Tarmogoyf. I mean, my personal philosophy is to not keep the drawing to an 8-outer hand, where you have to appeal natural order or show and tell for your hand to really do something. I really don't define doing something as casting a turn 2 Tarmogoyf, even if it is against a deck full of 1/1s. But AJ likes his hand enough. Perhaps anticipating that he's going to get disrupted out of the game. AJ and Max Tietze.
You're sitting there, you're just get out. I was like, really? Was that you gonna move it?
Alright, so Max leads off with a snow-covered mountain.
Into Goblin Lackey,
Goblin Lackey,
which is going to present an interesting set of challenges for AJ. So, does he just run out Dryad Arbor Go, or does he run Fetchland and try and get the Dryad Arbor mid-combat? And either way, you're pretty dead to an Incinerator. With the Fetchland, Max might not remember that Green Fetchland gets Dryad Arbor and just send Lackey into his certain doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dryad Arbor and Prey. Oh boy, that's no good for AJ.
Oh my God.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, we got Wasteland.
In the
Ooh.
wacky, down with
All right.
the ringleader.
Yeah, this
Ringleader's
is
gonna
not
lead some
looking
rings
good.
right into
Whoa.
Max's hands. Oh, I'll have another
Ringleader, War Chief, and Matron.
Matron, okay.
Oh
There's
my God.
various arts on Matron. I was thinking.
That's the I believe
Portal?
Hey,
portal.
Portal.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it Portal
why
Second Age or?
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's Portal. Any of the Portal
It's a
ones
Portal
I'm
set.
not very aware of. Like I'm not because I don't have any Portal cards.
I think I actually have
Oh, and
two
Ether
Portal
Vial.
Goblin
What a
matrons,
follow-up.
What was it? Aether Vial? Oh my god.
Jeez. All right.
Very, very close game.
So
All right then.
AJ's up a game.
wow. Yeah, I'm used to the Goblin Matron from Urza's Saga that had the Dieter Litzy art. And then there's like one that I can picture, but I can't figure out who the artist is in my head. But it's like I think it's like 7th edition art or something like that. Of course, I can't look it up on here because this isn't connected to the internet and it doesn't have actual art.
It'll tell you who the art is.
Well, I mean, you can't see it. That's what I'm, okay. Dan Frazier. I'm sorry. I meant see the art. Yeah. Daniel Gellin's another one. Dieter Litzy. I think Dan Frazier may have been the one to do
Jeez Louise.
the
So
Portal one.
here come the beats.
Anyway.
And he's gonna try and ninja in the other Dryad Arbor, and he's just dead to an incinerator.
This is looking scary. Max on with a Aether Vial on 1 and 2 untapped mountains. In addition to his ringleader and lackey coming in, so.
I mean, he's going to get to block the lackey.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Looks like it. Okay.
Yeah, no, there was no incinerator, but still. Going into turn 3 with 0 land is not how a deck that wants to cast a 3 or a 4 mana sorcery really looks like it's going to win the game.
Not really.
Pretty crazy.
Especially
pile
since
driver.
Max is going to bring for 5 a turn. Well then, never mind. There's an Ancient Tomb in his hand, right?
There's a Noble Hierarch for AJ.
So he might just eat this, and then does he have the show and tell?
Yeah, he just peeled it.
Okay.
This is a game, boys.
Yeah. Was looking pretty bad for AJ there, but he's gonna jump right back into this.
I mean, he could also just run Tarmogoyf out, stem the bleeding for a little bit.
Or he could go for it. I mean.
Yeah, mess him up. I mean, the problem is Pile Driver's getting in, no matter what. Because Pro Blue, Progenitus ain't blocking that thing. So Max could just end step the Mog War Marshal.
That's, yeah.
And actually just bring with enough guys to kill with Pile Driver even through Progenitors. So
Yeah,
AJ
it's a good
has
point.
a decent number of considerations to work through here. And
He has Progenitors
his mana base is going to punish him here.
Ouch! Yeah, Ancient Tomb takes a little nibble.
I was playing City of Traders because I like that card. Card's good.
Okay, so he is going for it.
Well, but he's keeping his Noble Hierarch, which is a good plan.
Sure.
The problem is we already saw Ringleader off of the first Ringleader, so he has 4 cards to hit Incinerator, plus Mog War Marshal to, I believe, just kill him, especially because he has 3rd land War Chief in hand. We also saw the War Chief off of the Ringleader.
Ringleader, yeah. Curdy says he sucks. Just letting you know.
This just in. Kurt Spice sucks.
According to Kurt Spice.
Hey, that paper says no argument.
I'm sorry?
Is that like little cheat sheet you gave me?
We were just quoting it.
This paper here that says you're in 26th place before what? You're what? That must have been. Oh my goodness. That must have been your 3rd loss then? Oh. Well, this just in, folks. I'm just kidding.
There's Progenitus.
And there's Goblin Matron. Oh yeah, guarantee yourself the incinerator.
There's the
Oh, the other pile driver. And let's see. So violent pile driver on end step. One definitely gets through. 3 other attackers. So you're definitely getting in for at least 7. If he has Land War Chief, I think that's stone lethal. Forcible on War Chief puts AJ to 1, but there's no way he can race. He's just dead. Yeah, I don't know if I can agree with not playing.
Not playing the Goyf?
Not playing the Goyf.
Here's a gem
Bang.
bomb. Protection from everything, but not when they.
But they
have nothing
can't.
To do
But
with
it
it.
can't.
Not when you can't.
That
trust
Hydra
it.
can't block that little goblin.
Right, that goblin is sneaky.
Ah.
Protection from blue. There's like a little kid running around here, just walked by her kind of randomly, seemed like strange, and we mean little kid, like 4 years old. So kind of turned some heads. So pretty exciting match right now. I mean, we've seen AJ now resolve show and tell twice. And you'd think that show and tell for Emrakul would win, and that seems about right. But you'd also think that show and tell for a Progenitus would win him the game, but not so in that particular match, or that particular game. I'm sorry, with the double pile driver alongside of several other goblins, and then a gem palm incinerator to clear away the only creature that was available to block the pile drivers, which was a noble hierarch. So Progenitus came down, made some fancy fireworks, but wasn't really anything worthwhile.
Yeah, Progenitus sure was fancy. Did you just really go like this to me?
I said I would
in
be
my
right
booth,
back.
in my booth.
Yeah.
You really just
Yeah.
gave me the get up.
Get up. I'm getting up. That's all right. I'll let you go.
1-1 here, huh? Who won game 1?
AJ did. And then
AJ won game 1.
AJ took a line that I don't really agree with. He had show and tell, but he also had Tarmogoyf. And so he had Trop, Hierarch, to his opponent's Land, Ether Vial, Ringleader, Pile Driver. AJ was on 11, hadn't played his land yet, and could show and tell in Progenitus, or cast Tarmogoyf and have a regular land and pass.
So took Progenitus?
Went for Progenitus. Guy puts in Matron's up second pile driver, vials that one in on end step, ticks Vial up to 3, vials in Matron, gets Incinerator and incinerates Hierarch and holds him.
Well, isn't he just losing that race if he just plays Tarmogoyf?
Well, I mean, Tarmogoyf blocks the Goblin pile driver.
Yeah, but isn't he still going to lose that game?
I mean, like, he knows that his opponent has Matron, Ringleader, and War Chief.
In his hand?
Yes. Like, that's what he lacks.
It seems like he's kind of screwed that game no matter what. Right?
Yeah, but, like, if you know that your opponent can Matron for second pile driver, like, aren't you just completely stone cold?
Yeah, then you just leave yourself dead on board, basically.
I mean, like, you may as well play Tarmogoyf and hope that your opponent messes up somewhere.
Max is really good, though. He's not going to mess
Right, no,
up.
exactly.
Or Maxwell, as it says on the screen here.
Yeah.
Grand Prix top 8 competitor, Max Tietze, in case you didn't know. In a Legacy Grand Prix, no less.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a GP Flash, right?
It was GP Flash. He was
on
playing
top.
powerful cards like Sarah Avenger and Mother of Runes.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Fish.
Yeah. He also had Force of Will and whatnot, but
Right.
Hey, don't hate on Mother of Runes. A lot of people like that card.
I think Mother of Runes is really good. Seriously.
And you put it in the same sentence as Sarah Avenger?
I said powerful cards like Sarah Avenger and Mother of Runes. Mother of Runes is very underpowered. You also brought up the fact that it was GP Flash. That's why.
Oh, okay. So we have Show and Tell Tarmogoyf.
Is that Dryad Arbor?
We have two Show and Tell. Yeah, two Show and Tells. No, Show and Tell and Force of Will. Misty Rainforest,
Shiny Misty Rainforest.
no less. So Misty, Dryad Arbor, Verdant Catacombs, Show and Tell Force of Will. Big dude? Big dude, one time, come on.
I believe you're supposed to be impartial. I don't know if you're supposed to be
Dude,
rooting.
I am the least partial person.
Oh man, have you ever watched wrestling? Michael Cole's never partial. He's a total Miz fanatic.
I kind of follow you with the word wrestling. I have a vague idea of what that entails.
Well, anyway, the announcers, there's always like a good guy announcer and a bad guy announcer.
So that's fine.
So one of them, like always,
So-
one of them,
Like
the good guy one is kind of fair,
Yeah.
and then the bad guy one just like
It's like, hit him with the chair, hit him with the chair.
Well, that's fine, but
stands up and claps when like one of the like when the champion who's a heel comes out. It's yeah, so it's okay. It's okay in the booth.
no, see, it's not okay. It's okay to like be rooting for them to hit each other with chairs and whatever, do dirty things, but he's rooting for someone specific. Are they normally rooting for a specific wrestler?
Yeah.
Okay. See, again, I don't
Also,
follow
AJ
it,
isn't
but
a heel. He's just a depressed kid from Pennsylvania.
He's
Oppressed.
he's an anti-hero.
No.
He's an anti-hero. Come on.
AJ is neither anti-hero
He's
nor
Randy Orton.
repressed.
He is Randy Orton. Okay?
Okay, fine. He's a morose 20-year-old. Oh, Fauna Shaman. There we go. Oh boy, he can Fauna Shaman out his Dryad Arbor and get Emrakul. This seems disgusting.
I thought that was a fauna shaman. You said it was a Tarmogoyf.
I think he also has a Tarmogoyf.
You also said Force of Will, which I don't think he has.
What's the other blue card in his hand?
Well, now he has Force of Will, because he drew it.
Yeah, it's
It's
Force
not that
Ponder.
good staring down that Aether Vial, but...
Actually a prophet.
No, I said anti-hero, not a prophet.
No, I'm a prophet. I said he had Force Will, Jerry disagreed, and then he drew Force Will, making Jerry wrong.
Okay, fine, you're a prophet, I agree.
Yep. So next turn, AJ is definitely casting Show and Tell and putting an Emrakul into play.
Progenitus is typically too slow, right? You need Emrakul.
Yeah, I mean, Progenitus can be raced. Show and Tell Emrakul is really just ideal.
Yeah.
They have one out, and it's covered by the fact that AJ has Force of Will.
Yep.
Actually, wait, no, it's not, because he has Aether Vial. He's not actually.
No one plays Sting Scorcher anymore, if that's what you're talking about.
By the way,
By the
Tietze
way.
plays one in his board.
Oh, okay, well that's awesome.
So we could get. This could get really interesting if he has Goblin Matron. So he has double Show and Tell?
I don't know, you tell me, you're the prophet.
I'm a prophet, I'm not a good observer. Everyone has
You
their
can only
strengths.
see the future, not the present.
Correct.
Makes sense.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Agreed.
All of the oracles in Greek mythology are blind.
Like Urza and the blind seer.
Yeah, that's right.
But he wasn't really blind.
He was just faking it?
Yeah.
With his eyes closed.
Isn't that sick?
That's completely sick.
He's a planeswalker and he has to pretend that he's blind.
Isn't that like very biblical? Like, or at
Incredibly.
least, you know, Greek mythology, like the gods coming down and pretending they're humans.
I think that pretending to be blind and pretending to be immortal are two different things.
who's pretending to be a blind immortal, who's doing both of those two different things. However,
So survival away that Dryad Arbor.
Get Emrakul.
I assume he's getting Emrakul. There it is. Ollie
And-
Antrazi himself.
Ali Eldrazi.
Yeah, exactly.
So Max is basically on a 5-outer that we don't really know whether or not he has.
Well, do you think he's going to draw it?
Well, I mean, either he has it or he doesn't.
There's always the top of the deck, man. You're the prophet.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. It's on the top of his deck, but it's irrelevant. I can't see face down cards.
You just shot called the Force of Will. What are you talking about?
It's different when
What
it's
kind
in
of
your
prophet are you?
hand. Gas station.
Yeah. I wonder what he's going to put in.
Probably the fetch land.
Tarmogoyf.
Misclick. Max is like, I think this does what I want it to do. Ah, yes.
Ringleader into land.
Can't see, can't see, can't see.
I saw 3 red cards.
Yep, that seems good.
Rashad, can we get some confirmation of what he flipped?
Rashad.
He just
Can we get confirmation on what he flipped?
Looks like a
all
War Chief,
went
a
underneath
Chieftain,
the,
and a Gem
overlay.
Palm Incinerator.
It all went underneath the overlay.
We got
I mean,
it.
Like he revealed
War
it all.
Chief, Chieftain, Gem Palm
Oh,
Incinerator.
okay, we did see it.
He put it in his hand.
The Sting Scourger was at the bottom of his library, too, so it's a good thing he fetched. I think he probably should have fetched pre-Ringleader, because not only does it thin your deck a little bit, which is minuscule, but the cards that he reveals off Ringleader go to the bottom, and now instead of those being dead cards that you don't want to draw, all get shuffled back into your deck.
Good point.
So you give that a good shuffle there, AJ.
Yeah.
It's one of the little-known things about Goblins, or the thing that people overlook. They'll like Ringleader for, a couple times, put like 4 lands or vials or whatever to the bottom, and then they'll like crack a fetch with their definition being like, oh, I wanted to thin my deck.
No,
But
actually, you're just shuffling more lands in.
yeah, exactly.
You want to draw more lands? Sure, crack the fetch.
Looks like he has a Sting Scourger. Does he only have 1 or does he have 2?
It's the Uno. Sting Scourger
Oh,
costs 2, though.
Did he just jump palmed into it?
Did he really?
Yeah, that's sick.
Wow, that's so filthy.
He fetched, it was on the bottom of his library, shuffled right to the top.
Wow, that's so filthy.
Wow.
Wait, but AJ has another one, right?
He has another show and tell. It's just a matter of whether or not between this attack phase and the next one that he has enough to get around Emrakul.
Yeah. So he's gonna go to he's gonna go to 11 because I assume he's gonna Violin War Chief. Oh, this could be a huge turn actually. So Violin War Chief.
Probably the Chieftain.
Sure.
His hand is 2 more Ringleaders and the two different War Chiefs.
So Violin Chieftain take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put you on 10.
No, it's 10 because he casts a Ringleader also. Which may or may not get Force of Will, I suppose.
Wait,
but
no. Chieftain doesn't reduce cost.
He has a port in his hand.
Oh, okay. And I'm pretty sure the ringleader's getting Force of Will.
But Max could probably see some value in just porting him this turn also. So maybe you
Oh, yeah, that's
Violin
actually
War
a huge
Chief,
value.
cast Chieftain, and 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Chieftain's
and
getting Force.
he still gets an attack for 10. Oh, sure, true.
That's the thing, like how much...
Well, no, that's fine, but I'm saying like maybe Max probably wants to
Port
just
him.
port him this turn. So this will probably be War Chief. Right?
Right. And then Chieftain for 2. Oh, boy.
No, looks like he's casting Ringleader. Nope, Siege Gang. Okay.
Yeah, that's Force of Will,
Ooh.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2, 3, 4, 5 go to 12. Show and tell.
He's going to lackey in another ringleader, though.
Oh yeah, lackey triggers. And Ether Vial triggers and haste. Like, it's very possible that even with an Emrakul attack, he can still crack back.
Yeah, that's very true. There's a sharpshooter, a matron, and a goblin pile driver, and that pile driver...
That Sting Scourger is definitely one max.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he didn't have a matron.
He actually peeled it off of Incinerator?
Yep.
Yeah, the one last card in the deck that could save him.
Yeah, because even if he had matron, his Sting Scourger still gets forced.
Yeah. No, he vials it in on 2, which is what happened.
He doesn't have a vial on 2.
He did when he vialed in.
No,
Sting
because
Scourger.
if he casts matron...
Oh, matron gets force will.
Right.
Sure. No, but he would have shown tell matron is my point.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So maybe he should have incinerated in response to the show and tell, trying to get a matron to find the Sting Scourger.
Yeah.
As opposed to just putting in ringleader. Because that gives him a draw step to hit a matron, and then...
I mean, like, he still should
and
have
then
cracked
he
fetch
still
land
gets
regardless.
ringleader. Right, I
Crack
agree.
fetch land and cycle Incinerator.
Yeah. AJ looks dejected here. He knows he's going to lose.
Yeah, at this point, Max can sacrifice his lands and vials and still get a full other attack step in.
This is one of the problems with the show and tell deck. Like, you're doing something that's actually really powerful, but sometimes it's just not good enough.
Right. Sometimes it actually just doesn't beat the other, still completely powerful plans of other decks.
So did the Fauna Shaman take the place of the Fierce Empath?
Yep.
I like that change a lot.
He would have played
that?
Empath had he been able to find one. He played Fauna Shaman because he couldn't find one.
Oh, okay.
It might just be better, especially because you can find Luan postboard against Merfolk.
Yeah. That seems better, actually. Like, who came up with that?
AJ,
Or was it
obviously.
Was it just him?
It was just him in like a moment of need.
He couldn't find an empath, so he's just like looking for other alternatives.
And he was like, "Oh, this card sort of does the same thing."
Yeah, and it actually seems better.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be that you want like 4
Max
Fauna Shamans.
taking his time, searching his deck. You can see AJ on the screen, head in hands.
Very convincing defeated look. He's obviously going to like 0 mana Tividar's Crusade him.
Just
Master's low roll. I have my Eldrazi. Yeah. Like, snap your Emrakul to the side as I untap very, very fiercely.
But I'm going to edit it. So
sweet.
That's a win.
and AJ's probably pushing.
And that is more than enough damage.
I heard I got one
True.
out. The literal one out.
AJ playing on like a little trooper.
What's up?
No, I don't want to draft this friend. You're bleeding. Yeah, I know.
Why can't you top 8?
Well,
That's all he does.
Yeah, that's Game Boys.
That's all he does.
yeah.
Sting Scourger.
Wow.
Yeah, Sting Scourger on his Emrakul.
That's about how AJ runs.
Pretty amazing.
Thanks, Jared.
take a seat.
Either take the seat or it looks like a dream.